The empty tomb is usually remembered for only one thing, the announcement that Jesus had risen. But Matthew includes another scene immediately after it, and it is far less famous. While the women are told not to be afraid, some of the guards go into the city and report what happened. The chief priests then meet with the elders, give the soldiers a large sum of money, and tell them exactly what to say, that Jesus' disciples came by night and stole the body while the guards were asleep. That detail creates a sharp and uncomfortable question. If the resurrection story was so easy to dismiss, why did anyone need to pay the guards at all? Matthew 28:11-15 is short, but it is loaded with implications. The passage does not read like a minor side note. It reads like a struggle over the meaning of the empty tomb before the story even has time to settle. First, notice what the guards do. They report to the chief priests. That means the first response to the empty tomb is not public celebration or public debate, it is private damage control. The religious leaders hear the report, gather together, and immediately shape a competing explanation. Second, notice the explanation itself. The guards are told to say that the disciples came during the night and stole the body while they were sleeping. But that explanation carries an obvious weakness. If they were asleep, how would they know who took the body? The story sounds like the kind of answer meant to quiet a problem, not resolve it. Then there is the money. Matthew does not say the guards were thanked, comforted, or merely reassured. He says they were given a large sum and instructed to spread a specific message. The payment matters because it turns a report into a coordinated narrative. This is not just confusion after a chaotic night. It looks like an attempt to control what people will believe. There's another revealing detail. The priests also promise protection. They tell the guards that if the governor hears about this, they will satisfy him and keep the soldiers out of trouble. That matters because admitting failure at a guarded tomb could have serious consequences. So the money is not the only incentive. The story comes with cover. A reasonable counterargument is that the guards may simply have accepted the safest explanation available. Maybe they were terrified, maybe confused, and maybe the leaders were trying to quiet a problem. In that reading, the payment does not prove every guard knowingly lied. It may only show that powerful people wanted a version of events that would hold the situation together. But Matthew clearly wants the reader to see more than simple confusion. He presents the payment, the instruction, and the protection as one package. Then he adds that the soldiers took the money, did as they were directed, and that this story spread widely afterward. In other words, the empty tomb was followed immediately by an organized counter-story. That doesn't answer every question. Matthew does not tell us exactly what each guard saw, what they privately believed, or how the conversation sounded in full. And this aftermath is recorded most explicitly in Matthew, so interpreters have long debated how to weigh it. But the basic tension remains hard to ignore. The empty tomb did not only produce faith, fear, and astonishment, it also produced a battle over explanation. And in Matthew's telling, one side was willing to pay for a story. So the overlooked aftermath is not just that the tomb was found empty, it is that almost immediately a narrative had to be built around that emptiness. The resurrection scene did not end at the tomb, it continued in a meeting room, with money on the table and with guards sent out carrying a version of events they were paid to repeat.